Hey fam, welcome back to the New Earth Rhythm podcast. We have a lot to talk about. Okay, let's get into it. I have not made a podcast episode in a while. I have honestly been on one lately. I haven't really done much long form content. I was just banging out video after video, reel after reel. I am now in our 6 week live journey called Coherent Creation. We just had week one last week. That's what all my energy was going into was this live 6 week initiation into coherent creation. And now I'm so excited to kind of get back into this rhythm because there's been so many massive shifts, honestly, in the last couple weeks. So let's talk about this massive shift of Jupiter moving into Leo, Chiron moving out of Aries, where it was for 8 years, and now it's moved into Taurus, and then what this Mercury retrograde means on top of it. Okay, I like to talk about the astrological transits because it gives us a language to understand the energetics that are going on within your life as you're riding this wave of conscious co-creation. Everyone who tunes into this podcast and resonates with my work, you're creative. You're a purpose-driven, creative individual. You alchemize your entire life into your creations. You are building what your life has been preparing you for. So every time I talk about astrology, it's just giving us language for you to understand it on every layer possible, how you can harness and attune to each moment for coherent creation. So let's get into it. First of all, I'm just going to say too, I spent the last 3 days rearranging my entire house. Feng shuied the shit out of my bedroom, my daughter's bedroom. I didn't even get to the kitchen or the living room yet, but I poured so much energy into this because all of a sudden, just my life, my physical surroundings were not reflecting who I am anymore and where I'm going. That's not corny to say. It's true. That's exactly what happened with that Chiron shift. So let's talk about Chiron first before we get into it, because I really need to set the stage for us. Chiron's like the wounded healer. It's like whatever your deepest, darkest core wound is, the thing that fucked you up most in life as a child or at some point in your adolescence, something happened that triggered a core wound within you. And whether you realized it or not, that core wound was woven into every layer of your adult life, which then created a prison in your life. And so, this last 8 years, so from 2018, Chiron moved into Aries. Aries is the home of the self, like your true identity, your true sense of self. It's that fire within, no longer being a victim to life, but taking full responsibility for your life, knowing that no one's going to come and save you. No one's going to fix your life. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. You take full responsibility for yourself. You look at that core wound and you eat it. Okay. This is what the last 8 years have been working in your life. So many of us had dramatic spiritual awakenings during this time since 2018. This is my exact timeline of I had my Kundalini awakening in January of 2018. And then I believe that Chiron moved into Aries in April of 2018. So this has been being activated within all of us. It was triggering your core wounds so that you could see it, name it. It loses power over you. And then it was this continual process of releasing the karmic loops and bonds and ties that were related to this core wound, and then the story you've been telling yourself about who you are. So many of us created these um, subconscious narratives that, like, you're inherently a bad person, you're inherently a broken person, you're inherently unworthy of love or money or success or whatever, right? Whatever the core wound was, it was subconsciously fucking you up, making you believe that you were unworthy of living the life that you were here to live. Okay, but whatever your core wound was, as you faced it, and this again, it wasn't just like a one-time event. This has been a continual process over the last 8 years. Every single time you were confronted with your limitations, rather than avoiding them or burying your head in the sand, those of us who have not been resisting this wave that's been moving through us, we learned how to face it head on, no matter how uncomfortable and painful and challenging that was. A continual shedding of your ego, shedding of attachments, even and especially attachments to those things in your life that are painful, but they're familiar because they are known. So it's been this continual shed, continual release, karmic clearing. Okay, and then whatever your core wound is, that is your expertise in life. Okay, so this is where you started to become a purpose-driven creator. And by you eating your core wound, that's what true alchemy is. When I'm saying these things like don't bury your head in the sand, you face it and then you eat it. What that looks like for someone who is probably you tuning into this podcast, it means when something arose on your path the last 8 years that was so painful, rather than ignoring it and trying to bury it and then it gets stuck further in your body, you were facing it and then you alchemized it by turning it into your art, by turning it into a creative expression, by turning it into a program or turning it into a video, turning it into a podcast episode, turning it into a Substack article, turning it into a painting, right? That's what true alchemy is. That's what this path is for purpose-driven creatives, is whatever is you're alchemizing your entire life into your creations. And throughout this process, the last 8 years, you have become an expert on how to not only survive the thing that almost killed you, but how to thrive through the thing that almost killed you. And I'll use this as an example. It's like the woman who struggled with an eating disorder for 10, 15 years, and then she found and then she knew no one was going to come and help her, no one's going to come and save her, right? But then she was following these breadcrumbs by life. And let's say she found Ayurveda nutrition, and that helped her navigate and heal from her eating disorder. And then not only did she just heal back to a baseline of health, but then all of a sudden she started to really thrive and get so much life force energy. She became more clear. She got into the best shape of her life. She started having improved relationships. She started to write books about it and get all these opportunities. Maybe she made an app. She created a whole app now that makes it so easy for you to access Ayurveda nutrition, right? So she took her core wound, and then the thing that helped her survive it became her expertise. That's her art. And now she's a purpose-driven creative. And her entire life now is creating this wave. Like she followed these breadcrumbs by life, wove all of these strings together, and then it's an app. And then next she's going to get on a big talk show. And she's going to be the next podcast speaker about Ayurveda or like whatever. This is literally just an example, right? So my whole point is like whatever your core wound is your exact expertise, whether you know it or not, or whether you ever explicitly said it like that. That's what's been working through you and your true sense of self these last 8 years with Chiron in Aries. So, and like I said, it wasn't one event. It was a multiple, it was an unfolding process. It's been this continual journey. And just like the woman with Ayurveda, okay, you start to teach about the thing that saved you, the thing that you used to save yourself, right? The thing you're now an expert on, you start to become a teacher of it. This is like the archetype of Chiron as the wounded healer. Okay, you become a healer on the thing that wounded you the most in life. That's by design. So many of us on this path, the last 8 years, we've been doing the work with relentless devotion to show up every day and to teach, to create the content, to write the books, to write the guidebooks, like laying a rock solid foundation that was what I call it's the first pillar of coherent creation, which is to be informational and educational. And this is when you start to really transmit as your clear signal. So that whole time, the last 8 years that you were doing the work to release the karma, to shed the ego, this was not just about your Chiron wound. It's about your entire life. Obviously, you're removing interference patterns from your entire life, removing conditioning, interference, everything that is not actually you, everything that's standing in the way between you and your true signal, conditioning, programming, and interference patterns, right? And karmic things that you've inherited that you've been learning how to release. This entire process of you releasing it and then alchemizing it and turning it into creation and laying your groundwork and starting to share and informational, educational, building block. You're rewiring your nervous system into capacity, into self-trust, because you know that no one's coming to save you. You got you. You do it. You show up every single day. You're going to rely on yourself. You're not going to let yourself down. Self-love, self-trust is now taking the wheel, right? So you're laying your first foundation, your first level of being educational and informational. And throughout this process now, you start to build out your own world. So as you do this and show up and do the hard work every single day, like these last 8 years, you show up every day and you're creating from a clear signal now. That means that you're a clear signal. You're like an instrument. Whatever ideas you pick up on, you're moving it into the world right away. It's like God trusts you with that signal because God knows that you're going to actually do something with it and move it into the world now. This is what I mean by transmission. It's not coming from your lower self, it's coming from infinite intelligence that you can access now because you're a clear signal with no interference. You pick up on these ideas. Anything really great is not coming from you. It's coming from beyond you. It's coming from God. It's like you're a clear antenna, like a radio signal. You're picking up on that idea, and then your life starts to unfold step by step, day by day, taking divinely inspired creative action as the path continues to reveal itself. So, whatever it is that you create from this point of being a clear signal, it's completely original and it's encoded with your soul's essence. This is what I mean by the first level, the first pillar of informational and educational, whatever it is that you're sharing as a purpose driven creative. It's a transmission no matter what form it takes, because transmission means that it's a pure signal, and whatever it is that you create from here is encoded with your unique soul's essence. You're not copying anyone, you're not being performative, you're not faking anything. You're picking up on it and moving it into the world of form with zero interference. Okay, I feel like I really hammered that one home, but I just want to set this up for us, and I'm going to go through the three different pillars of coherent creation and how Jupiter moving into Leo is really activating this third pillar for so many of us. And if you're not, if you're listening to this and you feel like you still need to work on your first pillar, maybe you still need to work on becoming a clear signal and having a clear transmission. Don't worry, that's exactly what my work is for. My work meets you exactly where you're at and helps you walk through that threshold exactly what you need in this moment in time. So I'm going to go through the three pillars and tell you the story that's been unfolding. And then you can feel in. And at the end, I have a free quiz. I created a 7-question quiz today. You answer it, it'll tell you which pillar to focus on so that you can really harness this freaking juicy transit of Jupiter in Leo. Jupiter just moved into Leo on June 30th, which is it's the most excited and enthused I've ever been about a transit literally ever. Okay? Because it's like a well-deserved boost. So I'm going to get into it today and show you guys how you can harness it, okay? So it was that first pillar of being informational, educational. Essentially, you're the transmission. You're learning how to be a clear signal, and then you are transmitting whatever your creations are. Okay, and then throughout that process, like showing up every single day with relentless devotion, doing the work, you started to find your own unique flair and style with doing it. Okay, and this is not about perfectionism. And this is why so many people get stuck and so many people plateau and so many people focus on the wrong things. Like so many purpose-driven creatives who want to start making money with and for their gifts, and they want to start transmitting and they want to start making positive impact on people. They might be focusing on the wrong thing. Like they could be spending hours a day trying to fix their website or trying to find like the perfect brand template for their Instagram carousels or whatever the fuck, right? But they haven't even locked in their transmission style yet. So it's unfolding in this successive journey, like in these steps, right? Before you're never going to feel ready because ready is not a feeling, it's a decision. You just have to decide that you're so sick of your life not reflecting the truth of your soul, and you're so fed up with compromising that you finally just start doing it and taking action before you feel fully ready. And then as you do it, you start to gain that confidence and gain that clarity, gain your unique style and flow and your unique flair. Like if y'all look at my earliest TikTok videos, they're garbage. Like they're so bad. I'm so awkward. I'm not talking clearly or enthusiastically. I'm like not smiling. I'm just like, it was so uncomfortable for me, but I knew I needed to just rip the band-aid off and just start doing it. And then after a couple months, boom, I started to go viral, right? So you're never gonna feel ready. You have to just decide to go for it. Through that process of that first pillar, where you are creating your whatever your transmissions are, you're turning them into daily creations, sharing those daily creations with the world in whatever form they take. Okay, you start over time, you'll develop your unique style, flair, your world. So this whole time you're building out your world, you're building out your ecosystem. You will find your exact thing that really fits. Like I can't even tell you how many times I changed my website. I can't even tell you how many times I like couldn't decide what fonts I liked, what colors I liked. And I wasted so much time worrying about that shit when, you just got to hit the gas and just go for it. And then when the time comes, you'll know exactly when to lock in on what because your life now presents that moment in time of, oh, okay, I got it on lock now. Everything just clicks into place. I know exactly what my website's going to look like. I know exactly these are the photos I'm going to use. This is my font. I locked in my brand kit. I bought these fonts. Like no one else has this font but me. I lock it in. You'll know when it's time to focus on that part, right? So that's the second pillar is building a world that people step into because you've been doing this for years, right? People can step into your world and feel your transmission. So they don't need to just read your writing and read your transmissions or it's not like they're just picking up on the informational, the educational, right? That's hitting like a cognitive piece within them. When you get to the world building stage, someone enters, they feel it on every part of their cell that this is the world that you've created. This is the ecosystem. This is the thriving ecosystem, and they want to be a part of it. They're dying to follow it. You found your own aesthetic beauty that reflects your true transmissions. And these things take time, right? So then that's what these last 8 years have been all about. How many times am I going to say relentless devotion? It's one of my favorite terms. It is like an ultimate creation code. That's what it's taken all along, right? But then here comes the third pillar, and for me, and so many people, it's hitting right on time as Jupiter moves into Leo. So let's talk about Jupiter moving into Leo. Jupiter is it's boundless grace. It's nothing but good vibes. It's expansion, it's abundance. It's the most positive archetype we have, in my opinion. Like it's just good vibes. Okay? So then it's the planet that expands your abundance, expands you, expands your empire. Okay. And then we have Leo, which is like the golden lion heart. This is valiant bravery and being the sun of your own life, being so rooted in your faith and led by God and infinite intelligence, being unshakable and unbreakable. You're so brave and courageous. You're the star of your life and you shine pure life force energy. So this is why I'm so excited about Jupiter moving into Leo because this is sick. This is sick. This is what gets expanded is this grace, this goodness, It's like the way I see it, the last 8 years, all of us purpose-driven creatives, it's like freaking army crawling in the mud, like the freaking crucible to get to this place of creating a life that really matches the truth of your soul, to no longer compromise, to remove all interference between you and your true signal, to release the karma, to shed the ego. Super painful, okay? Super uncomfortable, but also so magical, awe-inspiring, mind-blowing, crazy, magical, right? It's everything. It's an alchemist is someone who throws themselves at life and holds nothing back. That's what you are as a purpose-driven creative. You're throwing yourself at all of life. You don't have your blinders on in life. You don't try to take detours around life. When it's time for you to face the worst grief in your life, you face it, you eat it, and you sit in it, and you feel it, and you never feel so alive than in your grief. When it's time for grief, you feel it in your body, and you move it through. You're not numbing out. You're not just gonna get like drunk and pass out to like not feel the grief. It's like you feel it, you feel the grief. And then when it's time to feel the gratitude for your beautiful family and your beautiful home and the joy of creation, you let yourself feel all of it and you don't hold back and you share your joy with the world and you dance and you sing and you let yourself be seen and you go out on the town, you look sexy and you dance, you go front and center on the dance floor under the disco ball and you shine so bright. It's like you're riding these ups and downs of life. Whatever is coming at you in life, you're alchemizing it into your creations and you're nonstop creating. It's like your life is flow state. You're constantly extracting from your flow state and moving it into the world of form. So, therefore, you never have blocks in your energy. You never have an amazing idea and then you save it for later. You have an amazing idea, you carve out time to execute on it. You've been learning how to set up your life to support the perfect balance of focus and flow, expansion and execution, structure and surrender, strategy and magic. So I used this example the other day. I'm like, I get my downloads when I'm outside dancing. Like when I blast my music, bare feet on the grass, under the sun, got my the hummingbirds that live in my backyard are like dancing around me in these like crazy figure eights, and I'm vibing. I'm just like letting the rhythm move my body in whatever way it wants to move, matching my breath to it. Boom, I get crazy clarity. But then I carve out at least an hour after those sessions for me to go execute on that clarity. Whereas a couple years ago, I would get such expansive clarity, then I'd have to just write it in my notes app and like I wasn't taking action on it. So then my energy was getting stuck. Okay, so my whole point, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a little tangent, like sidebar, but I'm just like trying to bring us back on that your whole life has been supporting you now to get into this place of you really set up your life to support the truth of who you are. You've been transmitting through your authentic creations that you share bravely and boldly with the world, educational, inspirational, aspirational, informational, aesthetic. Here's your unique world, your unique flair and style. Okay, becoming recognizable. That's pillar two, is being recognizable in the world that you've built. Pillar three, arriving right now with Jupiter and Leo, is like time for you. This is the entertainment pillar. This is empire narration. Now you've done the work to build your empire. Now you got the receipts. You've got the proof of what you've been doing has not only been working for you and the life that you've built. Like, look around at the life you've built the last 8 years. If you've been riding this wave, not holding back, you've created a life that really, truly matches the truth of your soul. You've got the receipts. You've helped people. You're a leader of the industry, or you're a leader in whatever it is that you're doing now. And it's time now for the empire narration pillar, which shows up just as Jupiter and Leo shows up. It's like time to be a star. It's like this whole time you've been building the vessel, building the world, building your TV show. And now you get to be the star of your TV show. So maybe you've been holding back on that. I know I have. Like I share educational and inspirational, aspirational. I have my aesthetic on Instagram. I have my recognizable aesthetic. I don't really share much. I mean, I do sometimes in here about how it's showing up in my life, but I don't show you guys me living in the life that I have built. I just never have, never wanted to, never had an urge to until now. Because honestly, if I had tried to do that a couple years ago, before my life was ready for it, it would have killed my credibility. Like it just wasn't time for that yet. I had to focus on pillars one and pillars two. The empire narration piece shows up just in time as you've actually built an empire and you've actually walked the talk. You actually are embodying the results of what you preach. Okay. Now you're embodying it in every area of your life. Now you bring the camera on the inside, documentary style, authentic entertainment. You show the people what it's actually like to live inside of the TV show that you have been building this whole time. You guys catch my drift here? You guys following? So that's what's arriving right on time. And it's not vanity. It's not like, look at me. I'm such a star. It's like, this is what life wants out of you now. This unlocks new levels of prosperity when you narrate your empire. So, this is what I love too about like how the world is shifting, how individuals are becoming their own media empires. This is what's on offer now. You are your own media house. You built the world, you built the vessel. It's working. Otherwise, you wouldn't be resonating with this. You built the empire and you've got the proof, you've got the receipts. Show us the inside now and don't you dare hold back. You be the star. That's what life wants you to do right now because that's what unlocks the next level, the next layer of more visibility, more responsibility, higher stakes, but bigger global impact. Because whatever it is that you've been creating this whole time, whatever it is that your niche is, or not even a niche, like whatever field you're in, I want to say, whatever industry you're in, people find my work from literally every industry. Software developers, lawyers, painters, healers, priestesses, ceremonialists, teachers, parents, writers. I have clients like accountants, anyone. I have so many clients in every single field and so many founders, right? To be a purpose-driven creator is like you're inherently a founder, whatever the world is that you're building, whatever form that takes. The time is now for us to be the real stars of the new paradigm, of the paradigm shift. People who are heart-centered, rooted in faith, have been building what their lives have been preparing them for, moving with the wave that's been moving through all of us to bring us into our creative power. You're doing a disservice to the world if you hide yourself now. So whether or not you like want to be in the spotlight or not, you don't need to, if being in the spotlight is really not at all what you want, meditate on it and see then what is the next level of responsibility, the next level of visibility, the next level of shining look like in your unique world. Okay. So it's likely tied to whatever your Chiron, back to Chiron, whatever your Chiron core wound was, created this subconscious blockage around being seen a certain way, in a certain light, a fear of being seen, judged, perceived, known around that core wound. And the entire 8 years of Chiron in Aries was getting you to dissolve and eat and alchemize that core wound. And that's the very thing that gets the spotlight now. That's the exact thing that gets the visibility. The thing that you didn't want to be seen, the thing that you were afraid of being seen, is exactly what shines as you have completely crossed your initiation into this next level of higher stakes, more money, more abundance, more prosperity, more responsibility, more eyes on you, but more life, more positive impact, where all of this is going. Fame if you want it, right? It's there. And that's what this Chiron transit was showing you. And this is what's arriving right on time with Jupiter and Leo. It's this boost. It's this well-earned boost. It's like you've been doing the damn thing. So much of it required invisible work, relentless devotion, showing up every day, possibly for years and years without it even reflecting in your bank account, without it really making an impact on your surroundings, right? You're working your ass off, and maybe it took literally years to even see it make a dent in your outer surroundings. Okay, it takes years of invisible work showing up every day, not only to lay the foundation, but to lay the first pillar of finding your voice, getting your transmission on lock, building out your body of work, building out your world, right? But that entire time you've been rewiring your nervous system into capacity to even be able to be the star now. Because let's say you were handed your next level on a silver platter back in the early days of Chiron and Aries before you worked through that core wound. If you hadn't alchemized that core wound yet and you were handed your next level on a silver platter, this is why so many people self-sabotage, why they collapse, fragment, get taken advantage of by people around them, right? Be be grateful that your next level is arriving as it did right on time. I always say like you actually wouldn't want your life to change overnight. You want to coherently expand into it. I wouldn't want it. Like if I was handed my next level years ago, I would have effed it up. There's no way I could have held on to it because I didn't have the nervous system capacity yet. I wasn't fully in alignment yet. I wasn't fully embodied yet. I hadn't built the scalable systems and architecture yet. You want all that in place. It's like developmental stages. That's the formula for sustainable success is capacity and coherent expansion. I talk about this a lot. Coherence is when there is zero contradiction between your identity, beliefs, nervous system, your micro choices and big decisions, your habits, and your creative action and your environment. All of it is aligned and all of it is moving in the same direction. That's what the last 8 years have been helping you figure out. The last 8 years have been getting you into coherence, right? So that you could coherently expand for the rest of your life. And so Jupiter and Leo showing up now is like, bitch, you're ready. Go shine, baby. Go shine. Because now you're not afraid of being seen and everything that comes with the next level. Like what comes with more visibility, more criticism, more negative comments, more haters, like I don't know, more issues in your, maybe you know what? Then everything that's not coherent gets exposed when you hit your next level. So let's say you have a couple friends in your life who, they're actually they don't have your best interest in mind because maybe they still have let their core wound run their show this whole time. So when they see you doing well, it's going to trigger something in them, and maybe they're going to try to, um, knock you down a peg or so, right? That's what gets exposed when you hit your next level is everything that is incoherent and everything that can't come with you so that you can, make sure that you're only coherently expanding level after level. So this is why people win the lottery and then they lose it all overnight because they were handed their next level opportunity on a silver platter before they had upgraded their identity to be someone who is a multimillionaire. They still think that they're broke. They still think that making money is hard and it slips through your fingers, right? And they still think that they're still in survival mode and it's going to run out, so spend it while you got it, like whatever, right? They hadn't upgraded their beliefs. They hadn't upgraded their nervous system yet. So if you're handed a next level opportunity on a silver platter before you're completely in coherence with that next level, you gonna drop the ball, all right? So all of this, the last 8 years have been getting you into coherence. The core wound was like the missing piece for you. That's like your number one thing is what your number one core wound in life is actually your number one gift and your number one expertise in this life that now you must shine into the world. And then on June 19th, we had Chiron move into Taurus. So, like I said, it's like the last 8 years we've been in Aries. That's been one frequency that's been the backdrop all along. Now, Chiron in Taurus is a completely different vibe, completely different energy. This is why I said the other day I had to change my entire house because all of a sudden I look around and I'm like, all right, I'm in coherence. I'm completely in coherence and I'm coherently expanding into my next level. I know who the F I am. I built out an entire world. I know where this is going. It's only going up one way. This is where I'm headed. I'm starting, oh my God. I'm starting to narrate my empire building now, right? But my life wasn't reflecting it. I'm like, oh, my house isn't feeling good now. My room isn't feeling good. I'm like, that's what Taurus is. It's like your lifestyle, your home, your aesthetics, your beauty, your relationships, your security, everything that's right here in the physical world. Now your entire life needs to reflect your coherent self that you just spent 8 years working so hard to come into coherence. Now, the next 7, 8 years are all about, okay, now how does every area of your life reflect your coherence, your finances, your home, your marriage, your closest relationships, what you surround yourself with, the beauty that surrounds you, the lifestyle that you want, right? All of that is getting the upgrade now. Okay, so those were the major transits. Those are the three pillars. Feel in, do you need to lock in your transmissions? Do you need to build out your world? And are you ready to narrate your empire? Okay, so these are like the three pillars of really being someone who is a star and who is in this moving up to the next level of visibility, of recognition. And oh, this is what I was gonna say earlier. I think I like lost the thread on what I was saying, but as you shine more, as you get to your next level of visibility, like I said, there's gonna be haters, there's gonna be negative people in your comments. If you had not developed this coherent sense of self this whole time, you will let negative comments ruin your fucking day. Okay. If you don't have a strong sense of self, if you don't have self-trust, this is what the last 8 years have been bringing you into self-love, self-trust, self-respect, knowing that you got your back, knowing that you can trust your intuition, knowing that you've got sharp discernment because you're healthy, you're in alignment physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You can actually trust yourself. You can actually trust your urges and your desires. You can actually trust your creative process. You can trust your voice. You can trust what you want to share. You can trust that you're saying it the right way. You can trust that you're speaking to your audience in the right way. When you've cultivated all of this and you're coherently creating, you don't give a fuck if someone comments some negative bullshit on your post. You literally don't. You're like, okay, that person's projecting their own weird world at me. That person's projecting their core wound at me. And I'm not saying that you're not open to constructive criticism or, being flexible and adaptable and trying to find new ways to reach your audience. I am constantly learning and I'm constantly like pivoting and trying to upgrade my approach to running my own business. I'm not set in my own way because I'm like, well, I know it's right and everyone can piss off because I trust myself. It's like we're always learning, we're always growing. But if someone comments some weird shit on my Instagram, I don't give a fuck because I know that I'm speaking to my people. It's not going to make me collapse myself or make me lose my footing or make me question myself or make me doubt myself and be like, maybe that wasn't a good post. Maybe I didn't word it right. Maybe I should go in and really explain myself so much because maybe I'm being perceived the wrong way. You don't care. You're like, all right, my people know what I'm talking about and I'm talking to them. Keep scrolling. Like you don't even look at them. You don't think twice about it. It rolls off you. If you want to hit your next levels of fame and recognition and visibility and more money and abundance and level after level, you're going to get way more eyes on you. And that comes with criticism that could be painful had you not been developing this strong sense of self and self-trust and coherence the last 8 years. So, like I said, be grateful. Like, if I had gotten overnight famous or something 10 years ago, oh, I could not have handled it. There's no fucking way. It would keep me up at night. I'd be crying all the time if someone like didn't like me, called me ugly, called me fat, or like said that I was an idiot, like whatever, like whatever anyone ever wants to throw at you, it slides off you when you're in coherence. So trust that you're arriving right on time so that you can coherently expand for the rest of your life. You can always jump into a new level before you're ready for it. That's ultimate initiation. You either rise and you eat it and you integrate and then you rise because whenever you hit your next level, like I said earlier, whatever is not coherent is going to be exposed. So you have to face it head on and release it. And that's ultimate initiation, right? You'll always hit your next level before you feel ready for it. But had I been handed my next level on a silver platter before I was coherently expanding into it, no, there's no way. There's no way I could have handled it. All right. So feel into that. Trust that your life is unfolding perfectly on time. This is such a juicy transit. I'm obsessed with Jupiter and Leo. It goes until, when is it? Let me look it up exactly. I think it's like sometime 2027. Let's see. Yeah, June 30th, 2026 to July 26th, 2027. This is such a dynamic window. Do not leave momentum on the table. Do it before you feel ready. Just do it. Just go for it. I'm going to put the quiz in the show notes so you can take that quiz and see which pillar to focus on and then exactly how to do it. Okay, this is exactly what my work is. My work is for coherent creation. My work is for purpose-driven creatives. Like I said at the beginning of the show, if you feel like you're at pillar 1, pillar 2, or pillar 3, my work meets you exactly where you're at, and my work helps you cross that threshold into where you need to go. That's what the New Earth Rhythm Mystery School is with the 3 pillars: align, embody, create. Align is where you become a clear signal and you get your transmission on lock. Embody is where you stabilize your rhythm and you build out your world. Create, that's where you create the scalable systems and architecture and your empire. And then this is where you narrate your empire and you shine in the life that you have built. So whether you're at pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3, come into the New Earth Rhythm Mystery School. It meets you exactly where you're at, shows you exactly how to move through it and where to go from there. And then that is the initiation. Okay. And then the forest is my community inside of the mystery school. That's the living, breathing. It's like the heartbeat of the mystery school with monthly calls where we gather at every new moon and every major Celtic wheel date, right? So that we can harness the energy, the current energetics on offer for coherent creation, no matter where you're at in the process. That's why you resonate with what I'm saying, whether or not you're in pillar 1, 2, or 3. It's relevant to everyone wherever you are at. You can harness every single moment for coherent creation in whichever form that is taking in your life currently. That's what my work is. That's what my guided meditations and activations and transmissions are for, to meet you exactly where you're at precisely. So you harness the energy on offer for your coherent creation to move you across the threshold into the next phase, into the next level. Okay, so if you join the mystery school, it's $111 a month. You got access to all 3 pillars. You got access to the monthly calls, and then I have forest chats every 2 weeks. It's like every Tuesday afternoons, twice a month. I think of it as like my office hours. I just show up. Whoever shows up, they get like sometimes a one-on-one with me or the group that's there. We get to connect with other new earth builders, other creatives, depending on the vibes that week, like whatever's going on in the transits and the energy in life. that call takes on whatever shape it needs to in that moment to deliver just whatever group or individual needs it in that moment. So if you need one-on-one help or integration help, you have access to that as well. And then that's where all like bonus material lives as well. So, yes. And then if you just want to join the monthly rhythm, like if you just want to show up for the forest chats and the new moon calls and you don't want access to the mystery school, you can join for $33 a month. Check it out on the on my website. Okay, you can read all about it. I'll put it in the show notes. I'm letting you know that there's a real pathway if you're resonating and you don't know how to move across the threshold. That's exactly what my work is for. Coherent creation. All right, this feels like a long one. Oh my gosh, you guys. I gotta get out of here. Okay, I had a lot to talk about. I'm really excited. Like, this is such a good transit. I'm excited now to actually show this Empire narration. Like, it feels so embarrassing at this stage for me right now because I was trying to vlog, actually vlog my day. I'm like, day in the life of a woman building her legacy. I'm taking little short videos of me making my freaking quiz this morning, then creating the Zapier to Flow Desk workflow. How do I capture the emails? Where do I go from there? The carousel that I made today. I'm like filming the behind the scenes of a day in the life of someone whose literal job it is to be an initiator for coherent creation, someone who supports purpose-driven creatives in every industry. Now I'm actually showing the behind the scenes of my life as a mom. Okay, like when Eris is in care, that's when I go hard and I have all day. And now I'm just showing the behind the scenes of how I'm actually living my day, not only to show you how I'm working, right, but also just to show my life, my beautiful life as a mom living in beautiful BC and in our beautiful home and the cool ass things we do on a daily basis. Like we go swim in the creek in the afternoons, right? And we make dinner and we sit on our picnic table outside and just showing that I'm actually embodying the things that I preach and the things that I teach and the things that I've been building and working towards this whole time. I'm really going to start showing my life, showing the way I make decisions as a business owner, as a founder, showing what my creative flow is like. Like, I don't know, you guys. I'm just going to see how it goes day by day, but you'll probably start to see different like content from me in that pillar, that entertainment pillar, because it just arrived right on time. Like I said, I never had a desire to do that before. I never thought anyone gave a shit about my daily vlogs. Maybe no one does. They do. Someone cares. How could they not? I like watching people's vlogs that are founders, like purpose-driven founders. I think that's cool. So it's just arriving right on time, which is so interesting. Like as a manifester, I only do things when I have an urge to do them. This didn't even enter my radar until a couple weeks ago that I was like, oh shit, you know what? I made like a really cool decision in my business that I thought it was like very intuitively guided. And I'm like, you know what? Someone would really care about that process. I need to start showing that, right? But it took years of relentless devotion to get to this point. I had to really fully build out my empire. And I have the receipts. It's like you don't have anything to prove, but in a way you do. Like you do have to prove it. You actually do have to prove it. You have to prove that you're not just saying shit. All the shit I've been saying for years, it's real. It's true. My life is living proof. The receipts I have of my clients, especially my one-on-one mentorship clients and how their lives have completely changed, the results are in, baby. This shit's real. And now it's time to open it up and show what it's like to live it from the inside. So I'm excited to take on this new, like, I'm just seeing it as like this fun creative endeavor. I'm like, I'm gonna start vlogging and shit. This is fun. This is a new creative project that I can focus on. But most of my focus this month, it's entirely on my 6 week live initiation. We have such a beautiful group. I'm so grateful for this group that has gathered for our 6 week live journey. We're 1 week in, it's juicy. So I'm going to be holding that container tight these 6 weeks. It's like a full on experience. So that gets my top priority. And the mystery school and the forest equally gets my top priority as well. So that's how my time is spent. And then my extra energy is into creation. It's like fueling the empire that's operating now. And my top priority is obviously my child, right? I'm talking about creative and work. But it's just cool to feel this shift, and the shift arrives right on time. And then this shift of Chiron moving into Taurus, and now I'm like looking around. I'm like, I gotta beautify my life to reflect who I really am and where I'm really going. It's just so beautiful. Everything arrives right on time. All right, that was a lot. That was a lot. Please comment. Let me know how is this showing up in your world. Let me know how you like the quiz. Comment what pillar you're on, what you're focusing on, what resonated from this episode, what you're navigating right now. Would love to hear it. And yeah, sending you guys so much love. That is all. Peace out.